Well, good morning. My camera's not on. My camera's not on. Ha. There we go. Well, good morning, good evening. What it do? How are you? Hooty hoo. Happy Friday, too. I am the sound of money in your ear, dollar Avant. That's still double O. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, it's day number 30. Y'all, we made it to day 30 of the 100-day challenge. Now, what is the 100-day challenge? What if you gave 100% of your best effort, 100% of the time for 100 days? How would your life be different? What if you tapped in and followed your intuition 100% of the time for 100 days? Do you think you could get some things done? I'm thinking we could get some things done. You know what I mean? I'm feeling that's how I feel inside. So I started going live. I've done this before. I did this in when the world was still normal. This is like 2015, maybe somewhere back in there. And for no reason at all. I just started going live on Facebook every day at 7 o'clock for 100 days. And the things that I learned and what it forced me to become in terms of the way that I think about the world, the way that I teach about my, um, think about my teaching and some of the frameworks that I'm serving people around the world with right now were born out of me showing up just because intuition was like, girl, just do this thing. How about we do this? You don't always have to understand why. That's what I need some of us to do, is stop trying to be grown. Like in the sense of, you're not at mastery level yet. You just started doing this now. So, when you're at mastery, then you can come back and understand the how and the why and the this and the that. And okay, we do it this way because blah, blah, blah. But when you're learning, when you're a student or early in your career, early stage, you're just doing it. You just have to do it and get the result. Then you can come back and evaluate and analyze it. And that's what I work really hard to get folks to understand. As entrepreneurs, this is just like a skill, just like anything else. If you want to be a master chef, you want to be an airplane pilot, you wanted to do hair for celebrities or anything else, you don't just wake up first day out the gate and now you just, what I'm saying, at the Grammys or whatever. That's not um how this goes, if that makes sense. So I want to create a space here where we normalize doing the work and normalize um being willing to show up and learn new things and not always have the answers and do it again like that. Like, this is so important that we get to the point where we're not feeling strange about showing up for ourselves and learning new skills to get better at the things we say we want, right? Because the problem that I have with a lot of the manifestation teaching and all this kind of stuff, people want to tell you how to manifest, but they never connect it to anything practical. And it's a two-part system. Okay. Entrepreneurship is not a goal that we set for ourselves. It is a game that we must develop the skills to learn to play to win. And just like in basketball, if you can't dribble, pass, and shoot, please don't talk to me about going to the NBA finals. Like, what are we talking about? No, no. But just as much as it's the technical skill, it's also the games played in your mind, right? They talk about athletes who get into the zone, or people who are able to they have a high basketball IQ is what they say. And they train and they work and they do and they go in the gym at 5 a.m. and they shoot the free throws and they do all of that. They got a coach and they're in there doing the thing, so that when it's game time, when it's a high pressure game, when it's 90 60 seconds left in the fourth quarter and down by 2 and all of that, like, it doesn't get into your head. It's supposed to go into the muscle memory of it all. And so, like, I just saw a video the other day. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these algorithms. Y'all better get off of TikTok, but we'll talk about that later. That's on my Substack. So if you want to know all of my takes, I'm a Harvard trained historian and economist, and there's a lot. I get into a lot. Okay, I go down the rabbit hole. I tell you how we got here and how to get out. The Great Escape. It's time to go. But anyway, so the algorithm be sending me all this stuff because y'all know I'm a musician. And so there was an old video, and I remember seeing the book. There is a really amazing gift book that everybody got who attended. Y'all remember when Oprah did the Legends Ball? The first one, the original one, the classic one, and everybody was there. I'm talking about, these people are not even with us anymore. Della Reese and Diane Carroll and Diana Ross, and just everybody was there. And I got to see the actual book because my dear friend was dear friends with her. Rest in peace. Anyway, the video came on, and it's like the gospel Sunday brunch thing that they did, if y'all remember seeing that. And they're just going around, and I think it was Ashford and Simpson. That's exactly who it was. She was she was singing her butt off. Whatever the song they were singing, Change, was written by the Hawkins, who used to perform with my parents, long gospel lineage. But anyway, so she's going in, and then she passed the mic. You just hand the mic off. So who grabs the mic? They're sitting in the audience now, but it's Patti LaBelle. So then here she go, and she does her little thing, da, 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 and then she finally gives the mic back. And so people who are not musicians, they watch that kind of stuff and they're like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I mean, it is amazing, don't get me wrong. But it's like the question is, why can they do that? Why could you just like, I wasn't practicing. I didn't come to rehearsal with y'all. I don't know. I just learned this song right now. But when it's game time, it's not like, oh my God, I'm not sure. There's another video that I really appreciated. I forget the guy's name. He was on American Idol. A white guy, Adam Lambert, maybe. I don't know. And anyway, so Cynthia Erivo, the lady from Wicked, she's singing whatever it is she's singing and going in. And so she walks down into the crowd. She's walking around and she just handed him the mic. Like there was no preparation. Like he's literally in the audience, like not the Grammys, but something like that, And he hit that. I mean, he hit it. And the whole crowd was like, whoa, like he went in. And so how do you do that? How do you have where I'm just casually in the grocery store minding my business and trying to find my stuff, and then somebody ends up talking and we end up getting to a conversation, and then it turns into a business opportunity. Or I had a student told me the story. She left one of my workshops, and in a couple of weeks, this is when I first started teaching the 5-star pitch. A couple of weeks later, she's like, going on a flight. So she's at the airport, like you sit at the restaurant, sit at the bar, waiting on the flight and all that. So she's just sitting there chilling. And she had a product, like a personal care product for women. And she was trying to get in retail and stuff like that. So she's sitting at the bar and just casually chit-chatting. The flight was delayed or whatever. So they're eating their little snacks and watching the game or whatever. And then the guy next to her is like, well, what do you do? So she knows because she has home training. Okay. She didn't say what she does. She started why she does what she does. She went into her 5-star pitch just very casually, very conversationally. Turns out the man is the head of procurement for Procter & Gamble. And so by the time she finished telling all the stuff, and he was like, oh, we need to work together. I hear these stories time and again. That's why we train. That's why we show up. That's why we do it again. Because when you're in the quote unquote pressure moment, or when you're in, fourth quarter, the end of the game, you can't be in your head like, oh my God, like this is such a big deal. This is such a big meeting. Like I got to make this shot. Like it doesn't work. You have to get out of your head, drop down to your heart space. And from that place, that's where all your power comes from. So if we train like this and show up like this, do it again, that's how you're going to win when it comes to the quote unquote high pressure or the quote unquote big moments. Like I was working on this thing for, this coaching opportunity I told you guys about with our very large, potential tech partner. But I went on a 6-city tour with Google. They sent me on a speaking tour. They put me on the homepage of Google. They did a little docuseries thing and flew us up to Flint, Michigan, and did all of that and featured my work. I won the inaugural, Google Founders Fund or something. They invested in my company. Like it's been like a lot of activation. I was they had a commercial about the tech scene in Atlanta. They made a commercial, Google. And it's like, telling the whole history of Black Atlanta and Martin Luther King and all these people, and then it gets to the end and it's me. And it's just like, what? Like I've been I've been working with Google for quite some time in different forms. They put reference to my 5-star pitch on the thing for Google for startups. And so I do this for real. And now as I'm going through this process with them, again, it's not like, oh, this is a big deal. Like, oh my God, I do this for real. There's the pressure that we kind of imagine is because we are separated from that version of ourselves. There's anxiety in the gap. So the job is to keep showing up, keep doing the work. Sometimes you got to do some healing and all of that, but keep showing up until there's no gap. There's no anxiety. It's just you, present moment, breathing, speaking, from a place of truth, peace, power, abundance, authenticity. And that's where everything is. It's right here. So my job is to create a space where you get comfortable, where we normalize being present in our power. Ha! That'll preach. Be present in your power. So it's day number 30 of the 100-day challenge, which is really cool because technically, I mean, we've got 3 more days, but technically, by the time we get to Monday, we're about 1/3 through this journey together. And I need y'all to stop for a second and just feel. Some of you have been on the journey for a while. Some of you guys are joining me now on streaming different ways that you're seeing this. But compared to 30 days ago, let's say, compared to, this year, I told y'all 2025 was nuts. And I told y'all 2026 is going to be crazier. They were like, how? And now look, they hadn't even got to start yet. They hadn't even started yet. I'm telling you, it's not cool. But when you first start out, you might have been in a holiday funk. You might have just been trying to figure it out. You might have been doing what we always do, like, yeah, here we go. It's the new year. It's not the new year, but you know what I'm saying. And any of that. But we've been doing this work for the last whole month now, learning how to regulate our nervous system and what are the practical things that I need to be doing every single day in my business to get better. Like what I'm talking about practicing, like I'm talking about an athlete, like I'm talking about a singer. You have to do this every day so that when the big moment comes, it's no stress. You're ready already. And that's how money stays flowing in your business. So if you don't know what the 5 things that you're supposed to do every day are, put it in the chat and I'll share that link. But most of you guys have that. Or get in the dollhouse. If you're watching a replay, that means you need to look for a link somewhere and do some things. But if you're shifting your identity, we talked about all of that. And there's levers that you can pull, like getting your pricing together, your distribution and your partnerships and stuff like that. But the one thing that I want you guys to take away from this, which I've been emphasizing the last 3 days, and I didn't mean, like I said, to be preaching sermons 3 days in a row. I like to mix the practical with the preaching, I guess, if, for lack of a better word. But I need y'all to understand that you are the value. You carry the light. Light, it means energy. Light means first we didn't know something and now we know something. We didn't have something and now we have it. That you are that. Every time you create content, you have a conversation, you serve a client, you're sparking light into chaos. When we talk about solving people's problems, you are the answer to something that they've been going through on their end for we don't know how long. Some people say years. One of the testimonials that I just put for the video I have to submit, and she was like, "God help me in the first 2 days, something I've been struggling with 4 years." You know how epic that is? Like if you think about all financial capital being social capital, that means the only work that matters is the service of other people. So if you're able to help somebody shift, somebody get into a better position financially, somebody to get in, whatever solution or transformation that your business provides, you are a co-creator. You out here winning. And likewise, if you have the ability to do that, the ability to help people, the ability to shift somebody's lived experience, and you don't do that, that also comes with some energy and some karma. I'm just trying to keep it a buck. Like the world needs what you have. And so it's up to us to rise and to step into that identity, and also to make sure that we're good stewards of the gifts and the talents that we've been given. Like I don't know where we got the thing like it's optional. Like where do we get that from? Capitalism. They have programmed us to just sit around and just look around. And because there are all these false systems, you could play over here. I can go to school, get a little job and disappear. I can go over here and hide my talents, basically. But I can still make a little money and still have a little house and still have a little life and feel like I'm doing something. When we were in traditional, community-oriented societies, there was none of that. Everybody understood that we all have a purpose. We all serve the collective whole. If you falling down, you're letting us down. Like it's Ubuntu, right? So we're returning back to that. We got to get off this artificial system, because if we don't, as they build the digital control grid around us and everything starts to be weird and we don't know if it's AI, what's going on, and all of that, and then they digitize your money, they can just hit a button and turn your money off. You have to do what they say. It's back. We're back to slavery. That's literally where the world is headed, by the way, at least the Western world. However, if you, because it's a capitalistic system, all we gotta do is play the video game and beat it. Because if you have money outside of their system, money that they can't control, or you live below that kind of minimum barrier that they're gonna set, because they're still gonna be living like normal. But they're like, well, if you hadn't made no money by this time, they really feel like it's your fault. They feel like you just didn't want it. All the opportunity was there. The whole internet was there. You had Google, you had YouTube, you could have found anything you want to find. So in their mind, it's like, well, they didn't want it. They feel like you're giving your consent to what's coming. I'm telling you, that's how they justify it. So if we could tap into our gifts though and learn how the natural system of abundance works, then we don't have to deal with all of that. Now we can start to create safe havens and bring our family so they don't have to get trapped. You know what I'm saying? Each one of us has a responsibility to make sure that we're all right. So I'm doing my job. I'm showing up, you know what I'm saying? And I'm giving y'all the principles and the practical so we can rise, reset our identity, and seek expansion. So we are the light, we are the co-creators, we are the value. It's all of that. But also, we're connected. You're connected to everything and everyone, everything that you need to build your business, everything that you think you need to have the life that you want, that you've envisioned. If you saw the vision of it, that means it's real. And that means whatever you need to create it, you have access to it in the energetic field. Okay. It's already here. And this is physics now. They call it quantum entanglement. But once you start really believing that, once you shift your focus to that instead of things that you don't want, things that you don't think you have, everything changes. That's the shift that I'm talking about. You can literally wake up and not feel anxious about your day, not feel nervous about your bank account, not be freaking out because you're behind on this bill or behind on that, not worried about, I don't know where my clients are coming from. You don't have to feel like that. You don't have to feel alone or stuck or lost or overwhelmed or confused and all of that. But I got to get you to change your beliefs to believe that you're already connected to everything that you need. So I'm trying to prove it with the physics. Let's try it. Okay. As a human, you are a technology. Okay. Your brain, this whole situation, we can see you on the outside, but also the reason why they talk about chakras, some people have a hard time with that if they grew up in church or whatever. I'm like, no, literally, you have energetic centers. This is how it works. What do you want to do? What do you want me to do? I didn't make the system. I'm just telling you how it works. Okay. So we are an interface between the unseen realm and the seen realm. So everything that you have in your head, these ideas, the insights, the burst of creativity is just as real as the things that you can see and touch with your hand. Just as real. Everything that you do see and touch with your hand came out of somebody's head. Somebody drew a sketch, they drew a blueprint, they wrote, a plan, and then they proceeded to go and make it in the real world. There is nothing real that was not first unseen. Okay, so we got to stop acting like that's not true, because we know that it's true. But they program you to think that if you can't put your hand on it, it doesn't exist. And that's not true. Okay, so it's just on a different plane, it's in a different realm. The quantum, the unseen, the part you can't see, the energetic field, that's what we're talking about. So you're not limited to what you can put your hand on and touch right now, or even your physical location. In physics, they call it non-local. They call it non-local. And that means that energetically, they have proven, you know how they be talking about CERN and all this kind of stuff? They have proven that you can have two atoms. And if they are entangled at the quantum level, they could be totally separated from one another. But you do something to one atom and the other one is going to be affected in the same way. So you are attached, the energetic level, to anything, everything that you need to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to build. You're already connected to whatever it is you need to build what you're trying to build. You've got to shift your beliefs though, because I don't care how many times I say that, everything I say is going to hit your belief. This is a ceiling, your beliefs. So if you hear me, you're like, yeah, I hear you, but you stuck right there. Okay. But when you drop out of your headspace and just sit in truth in your heart space, it's going to activate your zone of genius and you're going to be able to do stuff that you couldn't do before. So I really want for every single person who comes in contact with me to make that shift. I need you to live like you already have what you need. Not because we faking it till we make it. Not I believe. Mm-mm. Because you literally are already connected to everything you need: the clients, the money, the opportunities, the partners, the resources, the ideas, the creativity, the downloads, the version of you that can do these things. You're already connected to that. It's not out there somewhere. It's not outside of you. It's not something you got to go get. You already are connected to it right now. It's literally called quantum entanglement. Okay. And once you're connected to something, on the quantum field, they stay connected no matter how far apart they are in the 3D realm. Okay? So whatever happens to one happens to the other. It responds instantly. It's faster because it's invisible. Remember, light is just what we can see. Light is 0.0035% of the total electromagnetic spectrum, what we can see. So when I'm talking about quantum, this is moving faster than the speed of light. The problem is we don't hold the energy. The problem is we don't believe that. So you can have a spark of an insight. It's like, oh man, this is what I need to be doing. That moment you get that spark of that insight or that idea, that means it exists. That means there's people out here that's going to be your customers that are looking for something like what you're envisioning. That everything, it exists. But if you don't hold that energy because you don't believe it, because you've been programmed to think, I can never do that. I'm not good enough for that. Oh my God, I can never. Oh, I got to lose all this weight. Oh, I don't like to be on camera. Oh my God, all of that. And you just drop back down. So everything stops. But it's still there. It's real. Science is proven. It's science. Look at your neighbor, say science. So you got to understand that you are already connected, entangled, in fact, wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up with everything that you're ever going to need to do everything that you need to do. There's no separation between you, but you got to believe that. Okay. People are like, oh, I can't do that because I don't have the money. Can't do that because I don't know the right people. I'm not in the right location. I didn't go to the right school. Da, 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 da. All of that is 3D. All of that is from the Matrix. All of that is that programming that they told you you were never going to be nobody. This is a vestige of slavery. This is I can be great. I could be smart. I could do what I think I'm supposed to do. But somehow there's still a gap. I might not, get an outcome from all of these inputs. And that is a violation of the universal law. That's a violation of spiritual law. If you sow, you will reap. If you give, you're going to get. You work, you get paid. This is universal law. Everybody knows this. So don't keep limiting yourself to what you can see. You got to go within, work on that belief system. And then once you get a clear signal, like, okay, you have clarity around, this is how I need to be showing up in the world. This is what I need to be doing. This is how I want to serve my clients. This is the type of client that I want to serve. The more clarity that you get, now we lock in on that and lock into that frequency. Now I can tell you, here the framework, here the tools, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to work on in your business, and it's going to work. But if I can't get us to hold this energy and stay on this frequency, I can tell you, okay, here go your pitch, and and you're gonna still go right back home and get in your head about it and not do well. I don't feel like doing. I'm gonna pick on Bakaya a little bit because she's faithful in the dollhouse. She's going through this thing right now where she really wants to start using her CRM because that's one of our big 5. These 5 things we're supposed to do every day in our business, and the last one is making sure we document when we talk to humans. Go back and document what happened in the conversation. Put it in your CRM. I gave you a spreadsheet for that. Very simple. So if you say, I don't feel like doing that, that's admin work, I don't want to do that. That's the same thing as saying, what's a good example? I want long hair as a Black girl now. I want long hair, but I don't want to take 5-10 minutes to make sure I wrap my head up at night before I go to sleep. And I sleep on a cotton pillowcase and rub. All my ends split every day. Split. But I'm saying I want long hair. And I'm saying, yeah, you gotta wrap your hair up at night. And you're saying, yeah, I don't want to wrap my hair up at night, but I want long hair. Which one is it? Let's make a decision. If you say, but if I tell you all financial capital is social capital, and I tell you to go out and talk to humans, then you go out and talk to humans, but you don't collect and bring that, put it back into the bank. That's the same thing as if I gave you a bunch of money, like a bunch of money, but you don't have a bucket, a container to put it in. You're just trying to hold it in your hand like this. It's just gonna fall through, just fall out. Somebody going, ooh, money. They're gonna come running and grab it off the ground, and it's just gone. It's gonna blow away. One time, I literally lost $100 bill out my sunroof. I was just like, what is going on here? If you don't take the social connections that you make with people, you went to an event, you had a meeting, somebody invited you somewhere, had a great conversation, they were excited, they were into what you were talking about, and you don't ever follow up with those people, that's just like taking a bag of money and dropping it outside. You got to put it on your calendar. You got to put it in your system, first of all, your CRM, capture it, but then you got to turn around and put a follow-up date on your calendar. Why? Because when you have a calendar, when you schedule something, you are anchoring it. Now it's in the 3D realm. Before it was just a possibility. Now you're anchoring it in time and space. That's how you know to show up, and that other person that you're meeting with knows how to show up at the same location on planet Earth at the same time. Right? So if I go to a historic site, they say, oh, the Cherokee did this and that 200 years ago, and I'm there now in 2026. I'm not having an experience with the Cherokee because they're not there. You have to have the same place, same time. And just like you do that for other people, you have to do that for these ideas that come to you. Because if you don't set an appointment with that to follow up on that, you can't bring it into the scene realm. I hope I'm making sense. So when you start to create from this place, when you start to show up for yourself and show up for your ideas the same way you would show up if fill in the blank of your favorite celebrity, because I don't call names anymore because everybody's canceled. But if somebody were to call you on the phone and tell you, oh, you have a meeting with such and such, their whole team is going to be there and we want to have you there. We need you to attend there. You will be running, you will be getting dressed, you'll be telling your mama and stuff. You'll be like, oh my God. And you would show up at the place, at the hotel lobby or wherever, the restaurant at the appointed time. Because you believe that person is real, they're rich, they're famous. If they say something about you, if they shout you out on their platform, you're going to blow up. Like, this is it. I need you to take that same energy and give it to these ideas, these insights, these opportunities, these people that you meet, and set an appointment to follow up with those people. Same energy, because you don't know who they know. You don't know who they're connected to. If you stay on this frequency and you move like this every day, you're emitting a frequency out into the quantum field. And it goes out instantly. It's instant. It's instant. Once you realign and you stop thinking about what you don't have and all of that, you're instantly connected to this. You don't have to know who it is. You don't have to see them. You don't have to be in the same room as them. If they're vibrating at the frequency that matches what you're putting out, the clarity that we have defined, they will find you. This is the level of confidence that I really work hard. I'm not going to say I can't get nobody to do it, because we're rising. When you have that level of confidence, people say, what, dog? Why are you talking? First, like, I've been like this since I can remember, since I was 4 years old. I've been like this. Okay. But when you walk in the world with this level of confidence, you are unstoppable. And I say it all the time. One of my quotes is, you're unstoppable as long as you don't stop. So what would stop you? What would cause you to stop? If you don't believe the things that I'm telling you today. But your future clients out here walking around and you don't believe it. You don't believe it. There are people walking around right now thinking, talking, they're moving, they're having issues, they're having problems, they're having challenges, they're having experiences, they're searching, they're trying to research stuff online, they're going through their life, doing whatever they're doing. You never met them before, but those are your future clients, your future customers and partners. Everybody that you ever go meet, they're already here. You just haven't crossed that coordinate, crossed that path yet, but you're connected to them. So the problem is you keep turning off the signal. The GPS is telling you how to get there. Go this way, do this, do that. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, that's too much work. Oh my God. And you get distracted. And so you get to inertia, or what they call entropy. So if you're not headed towards that future, you're spiraling down. And you just keep on not seeing whatever you believe is not available to you. I put a post on LinkedIn, nothing happened. It's not working. I did this for 2 days and nothing happened. Like, this energy, you're more powerful than you recognize. And so then you just stop. So you never get to the end of this process that I'm talking about. And there's so much more on the other side. You have to go, stop thinking so much and just go. Get it to the heart space. Thought comes to you, go do it. That's moving at the speed of money, is what I call that. Because before your brain can talk you out of it, because your brain is designed to help you navigate the 3D, what you can see. But there's a whole other set of stuff that you can't see. I just told you that. So you can't base all of your actions just on what you can see. Okay? That's the womb of the work. So this is the consistency. This is why we got to do the big 5 and all of those things. Because you're broadcasting, you're activating something in the quantum field. The people, the money, the opportunities, all that stuff, it's moving, it's moving, it's moving. It's aligning every day that you're consistent. It does not, whether you can see it or not. Okay. Then by the time they find you, it's like, oh my God, here we go. Like, they ready. But you were always connected. You got to put the energy out. And even social media allows us to do that even faster, which is why I keep saying these people work for us. You're broadcasting a signal. You're broadcasting a signal so people can find you. Okay. Why is it hard for us to hold this energy? I don't know, but we're going to get this because like I said, we're about 1/3 of the way into this 100-day challenge. So I don't want you to get stuck. You have an idea, you start working on your Canva, you're doing all of this, and then somewhere in the conversation, communication part, you start getting back in your head about it. You get some ideas, but you never follow up. I saw this. You researching, right? And then you saw something. This would be really cool for my audience, for my community, what I'm building. But then you never go back and develop that idea. So there's a whole nother set of stuff on the other side of you doing that is in our notes. It's in our phone. It's in the pictures that you go to a seminar and you lean back and you screenshot everything. And then you never go back and look at those notes. You got audio, voice notes, and all type of stuff. We never go back and review it. We never go back and implement it. We had the brilliant idea. I saw this thing. Oh my God, it was amazing. And then what we do? Go right back to our old frequency. So it's like getting boxes. Okay. It's like packages. Y'all, I had a problem. 2020, I was the problem. 2021, it was me. Amazon. When I tell you I had deliveries pretty much every day when we were supposed to be at the house and nobody going nowhere, I ordered everything. I said, you might as well just get it all. I had boxes on boxes on boxes. So I want you to imagine ordering boxes, packages, things. You took time. You went all in the, you comparison shopping and you doing all this. You get it in your cart, you buy the stuff. Then you don't have nothing to do with that. You can't see where it is, how it's coming. You don't know when it gets on the truck and all of that. But somehow, you got a box at your house. Now, what if you did that and then you did not open any of the boxes? You just pile them up. Now you got a room full of boxes. This is the equivalent of kind of going through life. You felt like you should go to an event, or you were just out and about in something. There are no coincidences, mind you. So somebody was talking, something happened. Yeah, I was just talking about this. Oh yeah, da, da, da. You have this great exchange. You get an idea, you meet somebody, whatever that is, and then you go home, and the day becomes a week, and a week becomes 3 weeks, and 3 weeks become 3 months, and then I remember that time when I met that person, and you never followed up with them. That's the equivalent of not opening your Amazon boxes. So I want you to remember, think about it that way. Whatever you ordered it for, let's say you needed something for your hair, something for your kitchen, or something, in the house. You needed that thing, but you never opened the box and it came to you. So now you're going to be frustrated because you don't have the thing. Like, I was going to blow my hair, I don't have a blow dryer. You know what I'm saying? I keep cooking and baking and doing all this stuff. I need the tools to do that. It's in the box. You didn't open the box. And I want you to know that that is what we're experiencing when it's like, man, I've been doing this business for a minute. I don't know. I feel a little frustrated. It's not really working out. But you didn't open the box 3 weeks ago, 3 months ago, when you had this idea, or this person gave you the whole playbook and you said you were going to read this book or do this thing, and you didn't do it. You paid for a course and didn't even watch the videos in the course. We got to open the box. And then let that turn into coordinated actions that show up on our calendar, right? Including the big 5 every day. So we're in motion. And then it starts to circulate. People are giving us a feedback loop based on what we're putting out. And then it's going to turn into our identity. This is who we are. There's a lot of clarity. And there will be a clear through line. Somebody sees you, they take another step, and they're ready to pay you some money. It's actually just that simple. So we get stuck between, we get an idea, an insight, we get started for a little bit, but then we stop. Something stops us, and we go back to the old way we were living instead of keep giving value consistently every day. When an opportunity comes, take it in, open the box, and add it to, the energy. It's either for now or it's next on your list of projects and things to do. But it shouldn't just be in the back room and you never deal with it, if that makes sense. So I need us to get to the point where I'm not preaching this sermon, because I know by the questions that you ask where the energy is. And so I have to address that. I can't leave y'all behind, just go talk about what I want to talk about. Okay, so if you do have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And if you're streaming, same thing. But I need everybody to believe that. It's not someday. It's not when I get there, when I achieve this. It's already here now. You're already connected to it now. Okay. So we don't want to be posting, going to events, working on a plan, even calling people, reaching out to 10 people a day and all of this, DMing because we have to, because we're supposed to, because Doll said to do it. My coach said this. Well, that's the strategy. Well, I got to, like that. I need to make some money. No, that's transactional. That's the wrong frequency. And people can feel it. It's subconscious, but they can feel it. And their nervous system responds when you show up like that. And their guard is up and they don't know why. Because they feel like this person wants something from me. You posting just to post, or you post this little corporate professional little LinkedIn post that don't make nobody feel nothing. It makes them feel like, oh, they were trying to say something smart to see who would join their program or whatever. And they pass it and they keep going. But when you're coming from a frequency of giving, creating content because you genuinely want to help somebody, you have that one person in your mind and you speaking directly to them. When you're making the post or making the content or creating the article or creating the experience or whatever it is, helping somebody to see something that they couldn't have seen on their own, helping them to have a conversation or an experience that they could not have had on their own. You're expanding them. The gap, you guys, delta, I need my whiteboard. The symbol delta in like math, it means change, right? The delta is the gap between, one value and another value. That gap is where value gets created. That's all that there is. If there's no gap, if I can go on your LinkedIn and I see your post and it's like, I still might know who you are. I remember I went to school with you, or I used to work with you in that other office or whatever, but versus, whoa, what was that? Hold on. I'm engaged. I'm leaning in. You got storytelling. I'm like, whoa, I didn't even know she was doing all that. Oh, I see that. Like, you created a gap. I was over here. I didn't know. I had no idea. I was just going through my normal day, and now I had an experience. Like, there's a gap. You have just created value. That's coming from a place of giving. It's a different frequency. When you create content and create these moments and show up fully present in your conversations every day because you genuinely want to connect with people and possibly help them solve a problem, but definitely they're going to experience something that they could not and would not have experienced on their own. You've created that gap and you've invited them on the other side with you. That is a creative force. And people can feel that as well. It's momentum, it's motion. And money follows motion. So if you're not showing up like that, if you find yourself collapsing back, that means you need to center yourself, go back to the breathing, get back to the moment of now, settle into your heart space, and let that zone of genius activate. Because anytime you move from that place, it's going to always feel like that. It's going to always be on that frequency. That's the zone. You got to develop the habit, develop the skill to be in that zone all the time. All the time. We live here now. So I'm trying to normalize that. Can y'all tell? That's my job. I have to normalize that. Because everybody else, they do it from a headspace. They do it from okay, let's work on our business plan. Okay, let's work on our financial projections. Okay, let's da. Okay, let's do this research. Okay, let's read this book. And that's not where the money resides. That's step 6 on the roadmap. That's where the people that you hire who got an MBA, and then you hire them to manage these systems that you have created the business for underneath, right? You got the business, you got the energy. Now they put some systems and they just make sure it don't break. They can be in that energy all day. You as the founder, as the creator, cannot. This is about creating connections with human beings and doing it in a way that's systematic and repeatable so you could go and now you're known for this thing. And now we try to put language around it and put structure around it and all of that. But we don't show up trying to sell anything. You don't show up thinking about what you got to do in your bills. You're not trying to convince people. You're not trying to manipulate people. None of that. We're revealing something. We're revealing something that was hidden, something that they didn't know was possible, something that they couldn't see. That's your job, is to reveal a path of another experience they could have, another step they could take, a problem they didn't even know they had, and now you're solving it. And the people who you're already connected to, who it's already in the field, it's already there, they're going to say yes. It got nothing to do with you being a great salesperson and any of that. You just activate the frequency where you're already connected and you're giving value from your heart space. And that turns into this elevated way that you talk about your work. That turns into, now I want to show up and be excellent and be great and make sure I follow up with people and automate some systems and have the email sequence. Why? Because I want to give them a great experience, not because, I got all this work to do as an entrepreneur. It's totally different energy. Totally different energy. So I heard a quote. I love it. I'm saying it to you. And this is true for you in your life and your business. Like I said, if you never hear my voice again, we come into this world, we look like our parents. By the time you die, you look like your decisions. That's what your legacy actually is. It's your decisions that you make every day, those small decisions. How you showing up in this moment, in this second. And everything you can see around you, your bank account, your relationships, your location, your freedom, what you have, what you don't have, what you could put your hand on right now is just the result of choices that you've made up to this point. That's all. And so if we don't like it, if it's like, oh yeah, I used to have, now I don't have, or I wish I was further. Okay, cool. You don't need nobody to do nothing. You just need to take accountability and responsibility and know that you're so powerful that you can, okay, let's make another set of decisions until all of this around me starts to align. You can do that. You can change whatever's going on in your business, whatever's happening. But if you don't make the shift, I'm telling you, I could give you the money right now. It'll be gone in a year. I could fund every business in the dollhouse today, and 98% of them will be back asking me for another check in 12 months. And that's it, because we got to make the shift. Okay, so it's not easy, but it is simple. All right. So do not give your power away to your external circumstances. Just don't do that. If everybody knows this, if you're already living like this, cool. But I could tell you can tell me what you're doing, but then I'm looking at your results. If you're not calling me like, boom, it's happening, boom, it's sparking, then that means you're not on this frequency all the time. So it's not, maybe not for everybody today. This is for somebody. I see you on the streaming. Somebody needs what I'm saying right now. Okay. If you feel like, man, I'm stuck, I'm helpless, I wish I could do, if anything that where there's a gap between you and this vision that you have in your mind, it's a belief issue. You gotta do something. You gotta work on whatever that is. That's your brain's operating system. It's like your thermostat. If you believe that you're stuck, you believe that you can't do it, believe that you need help, believe that if I just then I could If you believe that, your limbic system is reinforcing that. So that's why we have stress. That's your hypothalamus. You can't sleep. You're anxious. You eat junk food, stuff you're not supposed to eat. Your amygdala's going off. You get all these negative emotions. You think about old past trauma and what you don't have and all that kind of stuff. Your thalamus is doing the thing. Like your hippocampus is designed to activate and reinforce whatever it is that you're focusing on. So that reticular activating system only sees problems. You got blinders on. You can't see no opportunities. So if you ever start to feel that tight feeling, it's a red alert. It's a red alert. Stop whatever's going on and get back to the state of abundance. You've left the building. You need to go back inside. Go back within. That's a downward spiral. So when we get like that, that's the reason why I'm giving you more of this than most people in an entrepreneurship group would. Because when you get like that, emotionally, energetically, I don't care what books you read, what business hacks, what funnel trick, it is not going to save you. Your energy is in a downward spiral. So we got to shift our identity back and remember that we are creators. We can reboot the system at any time. Just like, when your computer is like, oh, what's going on? What do you do? Turn it off, turn it back on. If you're playing a game, a video game, or you're playing chess or something and you were losing, it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. What do? Clear the board, start over. So let's reset. As we go into this weekend, let's reset or learn how to reset. When you need this, you're going to remember this. Reset your identity. Instead of emotionally charged thoughts of lack, you start thinking about focus on the reality that you want, abundance. What you're able to do, how many people you're helping with your gifts, how many people are already out here that need what you have. Just because you haven't met them yet, they still need you. If they were standing right in front of you, would you help them? Yes. So the problem, that proves that the problem is you don't believe that they exist, because you should be acting the same way now as you would if they were standing right in front of you. I'm a mirror today. I see that now. I'm just here to get in your mind, get in your head, and give you no excuses. You have no excuses. No excuses. So that when I give you a tool, I give you a set of things to do. I don't need you feeling overwhelmed by that. I don't need you feeling like, oh my God, there's one more thing to do. Well, first of all, what is everybody doing all day that we don't have time to do all these things? Like I know we got kids and we got stuff and we running around. I'm not talking about that. I mean like in the work hours, it has to become a point of 20% of your time should be on the website and the tech, the back end and the putting the presentation together, Tracy laughing, and all of this. 20%. Okay. And it should be 80% of your time going to find humans who actually want to engage with the things that you're building in the 20%. Like we have to make this shift because otherwise I have questions. Are we hiding? Are we hiding? We don't want to be seen. We don't want to engage. Like, what's the reason? What's the reason? If you truly believed that you had the sauce, you about to change somebody's whole situation, get their family together, whatever transformation it is you provide, then why wouldn't you be out there helping, telling the people, hey, if you cured cancer, would you not? There was a man on whatever, I think it was on TikTok. TikTok is canceled. Everybody needs to get off TikTok. More and find out more in the Substack. Um, it's worse than you think. It's worse than you heard. Uh, he literally cured cancer, some pancreatic cancer, I believe it was, in some mice. Okay, they did the lab testing. But he has this big birthmark. It's like really kind of, it's huge on his face. He's from some other country, European somewhere. Now, what if he was like, well, I can't tell anybody, I can't be outside with this cure for cancer because I don't want to be on camera? We would be like, oh, but there's so many people that need. And that's what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying to you. I don't know what y'all are focused on. I don't know if it's how we look. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if we have a fear, quote unquote, fear of success. You know what fear of success is? That means I'm not willing to expand and to put new systems in place so that I can show up at a higher level. That's really what it means. Right? If I sign this deal with these folks, thank y'all again so much for the testimonials. When I put the whole thing together, I was like, whoa, I had to take a moment. I had to take a walk. I had to go outside. It's cold. I had to go outside, take a walk because that means so much to me that I was able to make this kind of impact on people. But when I signed this contract and then all my travel stuff starts as of February, like y'all know I've been in the house a good year, really. I needed this time. When I go back outside and it's turned up, like you're everywhere. You got to be on all the time. There's cameras everywhere. I got to make footage all the time. I got, you know what I'm saying? It's just a lot. It's a lot. So that means I have to have a system. That means every night before I go to bed, I got to do twist up my hair, do something so that when I take it up, when I wake up in the morning, you know what I do? Bloop, 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 blah, blah, put it up, done. I don't have time. I don't have time. I do the same little dip, dip. That's it. Moving on. What now? What? Okay, go to the thing. My systems are in place so that I can run 3 or 4 social platforms, still run a full global company, and start a foundation and show up for you guys and be present and do family stuff, all while having enough time for myself and what I want to do, personal life and enjoy life and still watch my shows. Like it requires expansion. You can't be the old version of you and step into the new stuff. But if you really believe that you're going to help people, that even if it was just your family, like when I do this, it's going to change my whole family. Then you have to show up as the version of you that's doing that so that your family can get that benefit. Because time goes on. Days become weeks, weeks become months, months become years. And I'm telling y'all, we don't have this kind of time. It is not 1985. I am prayerful that we have 2, 3, 4 years of what we consider normal left, but it's not looking like that right now. It's not. We have to get this money now. Make some moves now so you can be in a better position. And like I said, if I'm totally 100% wrong, which I'm not, but if I am, guess what? You'll be wealthy and your family will be okay and you'll be on the other side of this. So I want you to act like we don't have this kind of time for you to just sit around and go 3 months and another year, another 2026, like you've done all the other years before. And put your focus on the people that you're going to be helping, the lives you're going to impact if you show up as this version of you. Don't focus on what are people going to think about me. I don't want to be seen. What am I going to say? And I don't know what to do. I don't know where to find these clients. I'm not sure. All my colleagues are going to think I'm weird because I stepped out of the corporate thing. And we don't have time to focus on any of that. Focus on the person that you're going to help as if they were standing right in front of you. Focus on one person and create the best experience in the world for that one person and watch your whole life change. Just watch. These emotionally charged thoughts become beliefs that activate your autonomic nervous system. Get you back in the safety state. Boom. Serotonin's flowing, dopamine's pumping, your prefrontal cortex is, you're online now. Now you can do what you need to do. Peaceful sleep, healthy appetite, you're going to have energy, positive emotions, you're going to have wisdom, you're going to remember stuff, you're going to have recall, you're going to see opportunities you couldn't see before, possibility all around. And you're going to be willing to do the work to get these skills, get these reps up. And that's going to reinforce your new identity as somebody who's a creator. I create abundance. I am the value. What are we talking about? This is our upward spiral. So now, when you do these big 5 that I'm asking you to do every day, that I know some of y'all ain't doing every day, but I'm going to keep saying it till we all are doing the big 5 every day. You're doing it from a place of abundance and you're creating things. It's happening in the quantum field. It's happening whether you can see it or not. You're broadcasting a frequency that's going to bring you everything you need. I'm telling you, this is how it works. Because people want to ask me, dog, how did you do this? I'm telling you how. Okay. So there's no competition. That's the last thing I'll say on today. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as a niche being oversaturated. There's no such thing as too many people on social media. Now, I will say this. There are windows. Like that bell curve, there are innovators and early adopters, and everybody comes, and then the laggards and all that. That is a thing for every social platform. But if you know what you're doing and you have a coach, you can still overcome that. So right now, for example, there's a huge window on something called upscrolled. Most people never even heard that word before. And there's a big opportunity still on Substack right now. The window, it just goes from platform to platform. And it does that because like TikTok had the short version, and then the other ones will go and build a tool, build out a tech stack rather that has the same functionality. So the ones who are early and first in that new version of showing up, they get all the followers because the algorithm is pushing because they want to drive more people to use that new tool. Well, Substack is at right now. You can literally have a whole media platform on Substack. You can do podcasts, you can go live. It's like Twitter, it's a feed like Twitter, and you get your posts like Medium, all on, and well, you can't really replace your email autoresponding with that. But anyway, all on Substack. And it's not new. But I'm saying the momentum right now, there's just people just are going to Substack like crazy because TikTok got canceled. So in this moment, you ride the wave and you can do some things over here. But if you're not thinking about that because you're still focusing on you miss these windows. There's always a window. There's always a way to get you a quick, get you what you need, get you out ahead of the crowd right quick. But if you won't do it, you don't want to put your recipes, you don't want to put your workout plans, you don't want to put your frameworks and your, top 5 things and checklists and all the stuff. You don't want to take the time to put it where people can find it, to find you. Then 6 months go by, you miss the window and you still are like, I need customers. But if I can get you to switch your thinking, you'll start showing up like this, and then you catch some of these waves like that. That's that serendipity. You can't plan for that. It's there though. And when you start showing up, all of these things just begin to work. It just works. It's like, why is my phone? Why did they call me? Because I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm in alignment with the greatest highest version of myself. So of course my phone is ringing like this. How y'all think? I know because the lady tried to sign me. How y'all think Beyonce phone ring? What kind of opportunities y'all think Tiana Taylor getting right now? I was there when Cardi B them were blowing up. She was going from the reality star. Everybody's like, oh, she's nobody. Right when that thing started taking off, her phone, everything got different. She was the same the whole time. Except for, I mean, she changed her entire face and body, but you know what I'm saying. You got to be ready to catch the wave. The wave is coming. It's coming. Everybody here has a wave. It's not just one wave, it's multiple waves. But if you're not showing up as that version of you, you will miss the wave. I need you to do that. So there's only one you, one person with your life experience, your perspective, your lens, your worldview, your knowledge, your background, your story. So that means you don't have any competition. You are in competition with yourself, with the greatest, highest version of you. That's it. You have a specific assignment. You have specific people that have been assigned to you specifically. That is yours. If they even go to somebody else, they won't get the same experience that they would have gotten if they had gotten it from you. That's yours. So once you start to understand that, let that fear dissipate. Stop focusing on what you don't have. It's that, oh, I might not. Yes, you'll be great. It's gonna be great. Go ahead, Tracy.
Thank you. This is good. I have two questions. One, you always say entrepreneurship is a game. How, because there's so much fear in different ways that we have to move, like 20% inside with the like like the administrative thing and the 80% speaking to people. How do we make this more fun? Because you say entrepreneurship is a game. So how do we make it more fun? And then my second question is, intuition is constantly giving me new ideas, even when I have not executed the ones they gave me before. Is this still intuition, or am I just using ideas as a distraction to start over? That's my question.
Tracy, everybody, the great questions. How do we make it more fun? I mean, to me, it's okay. When you make the shift, everything feels fun. We'll start with a statement. Okay. So what I mean by that is if if the work of creating an article to explain this concept, I taught a workshop at the place that should not be named. And this is something that I say all the time. I say it extemporaneously. I say it when I'm speaking. I just say it casually to people, and they'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like mind blown. To me, is I say because this is my worldview, and I say, in this life, you don't get what you want. You get who you are. So anytime you begin a new goal, you must become a new great. And I gave a 30-minute little masterclass on that. And took it to the studio and they did it. People, I don't know these people. Everybody, the new class was required, the cohort, to watch these things when they came in. I got more messages and phone calls off of that one video. And to me, I'm like, I say this all the time. So now that means I need to create a body of work, at least an article, possibly a book about just that whole way I taught that and raising the bar and stuff I'd be telling you guys. Now, if I'm in a frequency of on the other side of this is this life that I'm talking about that I know I'm supposed to be doing. I know I'm supposed to be on stages. I know I'm supposed to be helping people in a different type of way where I don't have to do this lift. Because the same way that I don't have to do a lift for Aquagenuity, the things that I'm known for as an entrepreneur coach, there's a version of me where I don't have to do no lift. Everybody gonna know what's going on over here in a minute with this TV show and stuff we're negotiating and all of that, right? But if I'm showing up from that place, the future version of me, then doing this article is like, oh my God, this is amazing. Because this is like, I'm thinking like, I get to just do whatever I want to do. Eventually, I'm gonna have to be on TV and be on planes and be flying around. This is like my playground. So that's fun to me. Versus if I show up like, oh my God, I gotta write 3 articles a day because Da 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 da. Now it becomes a drain and a strain. And, what if I only have this many people on Substack right now? I hired a coach for Substack. I did that. I'm like, y'all winning. Y'all got off of this platform with 100,000 something, and now y'all over here. You already got 15, 20,000. What are y'all doing? He said, I'll break it down for you. Great. Got a coach. So I'm just running the play. So I love the game. I love this game. So to me, it's fun. So it's about the shift, the identity shift when you show up for the work, which goes to your second question. Because if you have, like I said, ideas, packages, I get excited when I get a box from Amazon because I don't even remember what I ordered, first of all, because I ordered so much stuff. It's like, ooh, it's like Christmas. Like, what is in this box? So when you get an idea, you open the box. It's like, all right. But if you don't have systems, you don't have anywhere to put that, it turns into an overwhelm. It turns into, oh my God, like, what am I going to do with this? And so then it goes back into the notebook, into the back of the closet, into the napkin, the place where we don't know where all these ideas are. Does that make sense?
No, it definitely makes sense because I be ordering things on Amazon. Sometimes I don't even open it for like a week or 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that maybe because especially when it comes to lives, because you do 100 a day challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and then in yoga, there's all these things about the number 27, 108, 24, 54. So I like to base my numbers on these things, but now there's so many ideas that I don't want to number things. I'll be like, okay, we're going to be doing 108 days of eye yoga or 100. I'm like, okay, Tracy, you maybe maybe you just do it.
I like what you did. You said you literally got on your live and you were like, this is I don't know how many part series, and here we go.
Okay.
That's the energy. It's more important to get in motion than to know. You don't know all the structure and you don't know that when you start. You just go. That's what makes it fun.
Something really beautiful because you complimented how I ended, which was like, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I did this right. I don't know. And it's funny because I don't know, like, I'm not sure what I'm doing when I do that. I know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I'm walking to the camera and I don't want to make walking to the camera a nothing. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to make it a point where I have to edit it. I want to just make it a point where it's still a part of the actual ending. Like, ooh, me coming out of the seated pose, like, ooh, okay, I'm out. We're done. We did this. I can't believe I did it. And you complimented that, made me feel like, okay, Tracy, it actually gives people actually like this kind of blooper effect.
Yes. And that's because all they want is a view into your world. That's all we're doing. I keep saying world view. It's literally, let me see what y'all got going on over there. Oh, that's cool. Okay, when we doing that again? That was fun. That's it. It's just a feeling and a connection. That's all you're doing. And just maintain that. Anytime it doesn't feel like that, take a break, go back and center, drop down to your heart space, do what you got to do, and get back to your zone of genius. I'm telling you, just be creative. As an artist, you can relate to this. You be creative, do the work from that place, and it'll always feel like fun and, oh my God, look what I get to do. And because it's hard, you actually got to let your brain switch gears. So
and it has to keep moving with like the actual work. Because even when I sent you the recording yesterday, in talking to you, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm moving around too much, but I could actually do this instead. And I didn't think about that before I said it to you, but in expressing it, I was able to relate it and then take it out of my head.
That's you watching the game film and then going back. When you play in the game, you got your head in the game. Okay. And then you go back and watch the game film. Okay, cool. And let me adjust this and that. Then when you're playing the game, you got your head in the game. That's it. And when your head's in the game, it should feel fun. If you need a break, take a time out. But when you're playing the game, you should be present and fully in your zone of genius and creativity. And it's impossible for that not to be fun because that's your being let out. That's what we're here for.
Let me ask you about TikTok because you're going in on TikTok and I was trying to get back on TikTok, which I got my account back. But are you serious that we don't need to be on it, or are you just saying that?
Because of the surveillance state that's being built. That's why I got to do a whole article on my Substack. I'm not being dramatic. It's like it's not looking good. So I wouldn't. I'm deactivating my TikTok. Let me say it that way. And many people that I trust and respect are doing the same thing. But I'm going to tell you all the reasons why.
And I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know. I don't know Substack what it is. Like you say Substack, you said it's the place that's not can't be like it's ours. Like the information is ours. And I don't know exactly what it is outside of you using it. School looks super cool. I'm like, damn,
Yeah,
now I know
school's a good one too. I mean, I could do a whole class on like some of the different platforms that are available to us, but unfortunately, some of the tech folks are doing some things that I just prefer they don't have my data. Let me say it that way. My data. And I will get more into it. You can decide that for yourself. Some people they know this information and they still stay on TikTok and it's cool. But I just want y'all to know what's up.
So school and Substack is okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're just private companies as opposed to the ones that have been co-opted. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because you know, a lot of people say that they get a lot of views on TikTok, like people be following them. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I know it's a very it's very good for that. I've seen people grow really fast on TikTok. I also know that they use that story with the lady with the Dr. Pepper, baby, all that. It was designed to get everybody to go over there and accept their new terms of service, which are the devil. Let's just say it that way. So, anyway, more to come on that. I'm gonna do a whole video on that. Any other thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, feedback, personal story time? I just want to encourage you guys. You're so powerful. You have everything you need. Your exact story, your mix of skills, your worldview. What it is that you're bringing? Nobody else can do this but you and your customers, your future partners, all your clients. They're waiting for you. Not when you get it all together. Not when you're perfect. Not when you get more followers. Not when you get more fill in the blank, more credentials or whatever. It's you. They're looking for you. They're waiting for you. There is no competition. How can there be competition? There's only one you. So I need y'all showing up. That's your unique energetic signature. Just put it out. Just commit to doing it every day. The thing that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, I want you to start doing that. I want you to put one uncomfortable thing on your calendar really every day and do it anyway. Something that you would have taken a month and delayed and procrastinated on, just do it. There's so much on the other side of that. There's so much power in that. You're unlocking things you just don't know. It's the ripple effect. You got to put it out because it's coming back to you. So, anybody else questions, comments, concerns? I see some stuff going on the stream. Good. It's Friday. Get your Friday back, y'all. Take your power back. Don't play with it. Let me see. Did I miss something? No. Okay. Good. So, if all hearts and minds are clear in here, y'all, let's bounce. Wait a minute. You're right, Tracy is a question whisperer. Yes, she is. Tracy communicates the questions that we probably all thought but haven't been able to quite articulate out loud. So shout out to you, Tracy. And thank you, Desta. Shout out to Asia. Thank y'all for being on the Zoom. And I can't see the people on the streaming, but I see you. Thank y'all for being here. Happy Friday and all the good things. And see y'all in Saturday school. Until then, we gotta go. I gotta go. We out. Pew!